27% say no government shutdown. Okay. I love that. Ye of faith. 73% are the ye of little faith. And I am part of that ye of little faith. So yeah, so I'm sorry again, my meeting went a little over, but let me just acknowledge who was here. Hey, Show About Nothing. I'm not sure if you're still here. Oh, Regina. Sorry, Regina. I think you said you were tapping out. Hey, Moni, Juliet, good to see you. I did not forget. I just literally could not end our strategy session. We have to get some I's dotted and T's crossed. Nope, did not fall asleep, wide awake. Hey, ABX girl, not sure if you're still here or not. Moni Juliet is still here. Yeah. Yes, ABX girl is still here. 45 minutes to go, right? Well, 43 now. But you're right. Hola, Christine. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki. So there was a video that I wanted to play from today so that we can talk about it as we enter into the countdown. And so it's in my notes. There's a link. Let me just find. I have so many notes, y'all. But let me know in the chat if any of you will be affected if there is a shutdown. Please let me know. And if you are, how? I'm curious to know. Are you looking like you may lose your job? Or are you looking like you may hold on a second. Oops. I gotta mute this. Okay. Well, I cannot mute this. Why is it not muting? I'm very curious to know who's affected or who may be affected and who may not be affected. I am going to play Reuters real quick, and then we will get to the chitty chit chat as we see what happens in the next 48 minutes. So let's get the U.S. government. Oh, I didn't share it. Hold on. I'm reading it. It didn't even share it. Here we go. The U.S. government lurches towards shutdown. Trump threatens fresh cuts. Now, if you were paying attention to anything that man said today, it seems like he's a little happy. Because he'll be able to cut things that they've been wanting to cut, right? And so let's just take a listen to what Reuters is saying.
At Vistaprint, we print all the signs that help your...
We ain't playing that. We'll wait for the commercial to end, and then we'll get back to that. And then we're going to talk about your boy Hexeth. I'm only laughing because you cannot make this ish up. You cannot make this up, y'all. It is one of these things that if you watched it in the movie, you'd think it was like so fairy tale, right? But it's not. It's not. So let's listen. Hold on.
You can do things during the shutdown.
This is where the happiness shows, y'all. Listen.
They have a shutdown.
Ahead of the U.S.'s 15th government shutdown since 1981, President Donald Trump had a warning for congressional Democrats.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer hit back.
Well, there it is. Trump admitted himself that he is using Americans as political pawns. He is admitting that he is doing the firing of people, if God forbid it happens. He's using Americans as pawns, as I said. Democrats do not want a shutdown.
U.S. government funding will cut off at midnight unless Republicans and Democrats in Congress can agree on a deal, to temporarily fund federal agencies with Wednesday's start of a new fiscal year. That's looking unlikely, with the two sides at a deadlock. One of the main issues of contention is health benefits. While Democrats want to modify the bill to extend the benefits for millions of Americans that are due to expire at the end of the year, Republicans say they must tackle that issue separately. A White House meeting on Monday between Trump and the leaders of Congress led to no agreement. Federal agencies have started to issue detailed plans that would close offices conducting scientific research, customer service, and other activities not deemed essential.
But did you catch how scientific research is in the bucket of non-essential? Did you catch that? I'm just curious because I caught it. But anyway, let's get back. Oh goodness, this
And
is
send thousands of workers home if Congress does not agree on a fix before funding expires.
so. Yeah, listen. We're gonna move on to Hexeth in a minute, but you know, as my peoples used to say, that man cannot hold water. Like he will tell on himself each and every time. And when it comes to this shutdown, we learned in the Rain Society on Saturday. I mean, for those of us who didn't know, or for those who didn't know, that this is part of the plan to cut the budget. This goes right in line with the whole Doge chainsaw situation. And so I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. And if y'all want to come up and chitty chat, I'm going to put the link in too, so you can do that. But let's talk. Let's listen to your boy Hexeth for a second. Oh gosh. Oh, was this the one? I thought this was the one that you could play, but it might not be. I had another one that you could play. Is this it? Hold on. That's reactions. No, I thought that was the one you could play. Give me a second, y'all. Now, I want y'all, as we're going through these pictures, right? I want y'all to take a look at what the generals look like now. I would even dare that you screenshot it and pay attention to what the makeup is going to look like. I won't even say a year from now. Some of these melanated faces will be replaced. Yeah. And especially if things don't go our way come next November. And there was a video with Hexeth. Oh, but we're going to go down the road, Reuters. But we'll get into Hexeth in a second. But while most of us was sleeping, and when I say us, I mean Black people, did you know that there was a whole deal called Trump RX that was sealed today with Pfizer? And the insiders, they be knowing he made a lot of people more wealthy today than probably, well, I won't say, it's been a minute since something like this was so obvious as to what would happen. Now, this is just based on the rumor, right? And so once the rumor happens, once the news happens is when you sell. So I believe the stock started going down after hours. But you want to know what this deal is about? I think you should. I think everyone should. So let's just read the summary. U.S. patients often pay nearly 3 times more than in other developed nations for prescription drugs. Pfizer's first drug company to announce a deal with the Trump administration. Where they do that at? Oh my gosh. Pfizer's share rise more than 6%. Other drug makers were also up, but that's, a side effect of the news. And White House plans a direct-to-consumer website for Americans to buy drugs. We 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 need to be in community so we know what to do next. That's all I can say. And I don't want to read through the whole thing, but it does say that Trump on Tuesday has said that he cut a deal in which the US-based drug maker agreed to lower prescription prices in the Medicaid program to what it charges in other developed countries in exchange for tariff relief. They playing chess, y'all. This is ugly. This is ugly. Trump also said Pfizer would offer that most favored nations pricing on all new drugs launched in the US and flagged that other drug makers will follow suit. Oh, it's called Trump RX and it's scheduled to launch in 2026. They're saying, the White House is saying the United States is done subsidizing the healthcare and the rest of the world. Several drug makers have already set up direct-to-consumer pricing for some of their drugs to be listed on a new website from the U.S. lobby group Pharma and raise the prices of their therapies in Britain in line with Trump's desire to offset price decrease in the U.S. Back on September 25th, y'all may remember, Trump announced he would impose a 100% tariff on imports of branded or patented pharmaceutical products from October 1st, unless a drug maker is building a manufacturing plant in the U.S. So let me see what y'all are saying about this. Let me see. Let me pause this for a second and see what y'all are saying. Let me see what y'all are saying. Did I say hi to Nikki? Oh, thankful for you too. So happy that you guys were able to make it. Hey, LJ. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Good to see you. Ginger says she will not be affected, fortunately, as we will still be funded via Washington State. Wonderful. Yeah, you were here yesterday. You were worried. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. Let me see. Nikki says she's not sure if she'll be affected. Trump wants the shutdown because he wants to fire everybody. Yep, we heard what Hakeem said on Saturday. ABX girl says you will get paid. However, PTO, personal time off, is canceled for November. If you need sick time, it's okay though. So that even means people who have plans for Thanksgiving cannot take it. Wow. I guess that's better than 86 and everybody. Yeah, I've been hearing things about him for a minute. Yep. Listen, it's a ish show. It's a ish show. PTO may not be used. Yeah. Okay. I think that's what I understood. Hey, Anita Lee, just been a minute. Good to see you. You bet the general's face palming put in his retirement papers by lunch. The ones that are able to, right? There are so many that have not made it to the retirement age, or, I won't say haven't made it, but, there's certain, you get more money after a certain amount of time and all of that. You cannot believe this country put that in office. Hey, Michelle, he was the first time. Listen, there is no way somebody with bone spurs is going to tell me what I should and should not be doing as an officer that has put in years of training. And there's also no, I'll just call him a wino, that's going to tell me the same. Hey, Siobhan Muriel, one of the members of the YouTube channel. Go ahead. If y'all want to become members of the YouTube channel, y'all get invited to a game night. Well, read each level and you'll see what you get. But thank you for your support. Good to see you. The Asian stock market's already down. Listen, tomorrow's going to be a great trading day. I have to do some charting after midnight, but I will be up and trading and making some coin tomorrow. Oh, and I might as well bring that up. If you're interested in learning about trading, the people who joined the RAIN Society, that is part of the next 5 weeks after Hakeem finishes, we're going to talk about how to generate income from safely trading. We're not going to start with options because options takes a while to learn and kind of master, but you can always trade stocks for income. And it may not, if you're not putting up big numbers, if you're not trading, thousands upon thousands of dollars, then what you would generate is not going to be great numbers, but it'd be enough to cover a bill or two or maybe three if you learn the right way. And that's what we're going to teach you. Andrea and I will be teaching you that as part of the RAIN Society. Listen, tomorrow's going to be a good day if you know how to trade. Thank you for covering this topic. This can be an indirect disruption. Oh, the effects can be severe and cause a reduction of work. Listen, it is 11:33. We're going to, keep checking the news. But what I will say is we've come through worse, right? We've come through worse. We'll get through this. And we'll do it in community. Rather you're part of this community on YouTube, rather you're part of the Flawless Family community. Christine, if you are still here, oh no, you know what? I might not have shared that with you yet. So I'm going to share the Flawless Family community. We meet every Thursday and stay in community. Our communities are based on 3-month cycles, quarterly. We don't do month to month, but if you're interested in joining us as part of the Flawless community where we stay connected, we lift each other up, we just come in community with nothing but pure love, right? And I always say, listen, proof that Flawless community was something that we needed is LJ, who's in here, and someone else who's not, but our girl Shell developed the greatest sisterhood and have been bopping around the world since really meeting in the Flawless community. That's a place where, unfortunately, YouTube, we can only do these types of conversations, right? But when we get behind a Zoom, when we're spending a couple hours a week learning and talking to each other, then in a protected space, like I said, we don't even save the recording. So we're free to share. We don't record. Let me not even say that. We don't even record the Flawless meetups. And then once a month, we have a game night because it's all about having a good time. And my girl, Ebad, who's been rocking with the GemNation since November of last year, she just joined Flawless a couple weeks ago. Maybe last week. Was it last week that we played? No, I wasn't there last week. Christine hosted last week. The week before, she was the big bingo winner, y'all. We about having fun too. So if you're interested in calling in, I have just put the link in, and I will, we could come up and we could kvetch and talk about what is really going on. And I'm going to get back to the news. Give me 1 second. So while people are paying attention to the shutdown, your boy Trump has become a pharmaceutical company. You cannot make this up. You cannot. You just can't. So let's go ahead and get to, I was trying to pull up the TikTok video, but hold on. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to share. The market is still making people money, y'all. And that is the one place where we lag so far behind that they are not worried about us there, right? You can still make money through investing and in the market and having your money work for you. So if you're interested in learning more, the Rain Society, there's a link in the description. Feel free to learn more about it and or register. It's not a monthly commitment. This is a holistic commitment. Once you join, you are in the Rain Society, period. And so let me go ahead and just share Reuters again. For some reason, this TikTok thing is not playing, but give me a second. And if y'all want to, call in, go ahead. It is not. Now this we gonna look at this. If y'all miss this, this is gonna make yourself laugh. Hold on a second. Share. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Y'all ain't heard about Miggity Mike Johnson, y'all. Miggity Mike has been busy in these streets. Let me see. Can y'all see it? Yes. Let's listen to what is going down with Miggity Mike Johnson.
Just swear her in.
Shopify
is on Grindr. Watch.
You have until Wednesday to swear her in. Wednesday. Or I will release your Grindr profile and your IP address. I bring receipts, bitch.
So here's the tea. Mike Johnson is refusing to swear in the Democrat who just won the special election in Arizona because now she will have the final vote to release the Epstein files. And he has been specifically told not to release them by our president. So he's trying to do what.
So if you haven't heard about that, they knew that part of the reason they were not going to show up, meaning the Republicans and Mike Johnson was not going to show up on Monday and Tuesday, was not just about taking this vote. It was about not swearing in the deciding vote who just won by a landslide. So they can't even contest the authenticity of this election, but they do not want to sign her in. So she would be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files. But anyway, this is juicy, child. This is the type of gossip I like, but go ahead.
Daddy's work. But here's the tea. Gay people are so amazing. Just leave it to the gays, girl. I am telling you, most of those people, men in there, they are part of the alphabet, specifically the B and the Q. Cannot wait for Wednesday. All of a sudden, you're going to see her like... And the best part about all of this, both sides want the Epstein files released. Republicans and Democrats on both sides want this. So that's what makes it the best. Like, we all agree this is on Grindr.
Is that not the best? I agree. That is the best, child. That is the best. I'm with you, ABX girl 86. Even once she gets sworn in, I needs to see that. I needs to see his. I needs to see the others. I'm not going to call anyone out specifically. But yes, you're right. He is selling his brand. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. Oh yeah, creator. Hey, Creative Flavors. Yes, he wants. What was the quote? I'm gonna play the Hexef thing in a second. But what was the thing he said? He said, if women cannot perform at the highest capacity of men or something like that, then they should not be in the military. Like, use an idiot. No, he's not. He's well, he may be. I don't know. But he's definitely taking directives. And listen, for those of you who have been part of the GemNation, have not we been talking about this since November? What their plans are for women. And this is just the beginning, y'all. Do me a favor. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead, hit the like button. Become part of the GemNation family. In order to do that, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Say that you are part of the GemNation so I can officially welcome you to the family. We are over 15, almost close, going on to 16,000 community members strong on a quest to 50K before the end of this year so that we can be in community. We can either be in community here on YouTube, public platform. We can be in community privately through the Flawless Family Meetups, through the RAIN Society, which we are strategizing. We are building community for us, by experts, with experts in community. So we don't have to worry about, I won't even say that. I don't want to make light because people are going to worry, but we will provide solutions for things that are happening now and that are going to happen in the future. So you're right about women. You think you never know. That's because, things may change. You're not getting, the thing is, I don't get everyone that I'm signed up to for, their notifications, but there's something weird. Like once you sign up for so many notifications, they bumps you off and you don't even know that you're bumped off. Let's see what Gringo in Guatemala is saying. Good to see you back. It's part of the GemNation. I don't think he legitimately won. They called the election faster than any election that I've ever seen. There's no way they counted. Listen, we listen, then must. And let's, that's what I was gonna say before I even saw the last two words. Exactly. But the sad thing is, it was, I think, close enough that he was able to do what they did without it really being as suspicious as it was. But I hear everything you're saying. You're a veteran and it will become a all-white male military. Yep. They are coming. Hey, Jody, May 05. They are coming for Black men in the military too by canceling shaving waivers because, ingrown hair. But we talked about that last November too. So not that there's much that if you are in the military, you could have done once this started becoming real, that this Project 2025 thing was real. But for people who had not signed up already or enlisted, the writing was on the wall. And it's sad. Hey, Janice, how do you sign up for RAIN? And it's REIGN. We are sovereign people, y'all. And RAIN simply stands for we are reclaiming the power that we have. We are going to earn through necessary and their strategies that, listen, they created it. If you want to learn how to play chess, you learn from somebody who plays chess, right? So we're going to earn, we're going to invest, but in addition to investing, we're going to be innovative, right? We are going to come together with some of the most dynamic people in our spaces that have mastered certain areas, and we're going to learn from them, and we're going to do it collectively. And G, we're going to grow. We're going to grow together and learn how to navigate this new normal. We're going to learn how to navigate through this new normal. And I believe Christine put the, I'm going to put it too, but I'll put it on the screen. This is an old, but whoever signs up now is part of the founders. What is it? Part of the founders members, right? And not only are you part of the founders members, what that means is you get all the perks that some are going to be announced soon. So one of the Brunch and Learn series that we're hosting coming up is about moving abroad. And we're going to have people who have taken the plunge to move abroad in different areas. So Panama, Panama, bopping around from Portugal to Ecuador with a child, Africa, Mexico, medical tourism. We're going to have someone come speak to us about their experience, recent experience with medical tourism, as they're talking about what's going on with these prices and the cancellations of healthcare and premiums going up. So that is taking place on October 25th. That is at no cost to the RAIN Society members. We're going to learn how to trade. We're going to learn how to negotiate. We're going to learn how to future-proof our income by making additional streams of income the easy way, the faster way. And I don't like to say easy, the simplified way. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to, AI for the aunties and the uncles. Like, listen, not all of us are 20-something-year-old robots. But guess what? AI you're going to have to learn it. You're going to have to use it. Just like if you would have been resistant and said, nope, I'm not going to learn how to use a computer. I'm just going to keep using a typewriter. I'm just going to keep using an old school typewriter. Guess what? You would have been in danger. Your job would have been eliminated. Like, there are certain ways. I know there's some fear and some question marks about artificial intelligence and large language models and all of that. But if you learn about it, if you learn the ethical ways to use it, and what gets me is that the same people that are so concerned about artificial intelligence and how it destroys the planet will fly from here to there multiple times a year with all of the emissions, the carbon emissions that are coming from the planes, right? They will hashtag everything they post, which feeds the algorithms that creates AI. Like, the legs on this spider, they run thick. There's multiple legs to the AI spider, so you cannot think that you're not a part of it when you really are, but you're not taking advantage of the best part. So we're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk about new tax laws that are coming for 2026 and what that's going to look like and how that can impact us. Did I talk about negotiations? There's a whole list of things that we're going to talk about in the RAIN Society. So if you're interested, join now, because the price is going up in January as we expand. And again, this is one level of involvement. It's at the highest level that we have now. You also get the replays of the Decode Your Talent, Design Your 5+ Figure Income 5-day boot camp. And there's so much more. But again, if you're interested in joining, it's bit.ly RAIN Society. Now let's get back to talking about what is going on with HEXF, because I do want to play that. And then we're going to see what they're saying. Again, y'all can join. Oh, Janice, child, let me tell you something. We just celebrated my aunt. One of my aunts turned 95 last weekend, and that woman runs circles around me. How about that? Still driving, still doing all the things. And so, exactly. And my family tends to live very, pretty long lives. So it's never too late, as Hakeem would say, never too late, and never too early. So let me go ahead. Kekseth. You said Kekseth? It's Hegseth. Hegseth. Hold on. Let me pull up. I wanted to show some more stuff on TikTok. Why is it not letting me? I can't mute it. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm trying the video. I want to play it from TikTok because I don't want this to get like flagged. So give me a second. Okay, let's do this one first. Okay. Here we go. Share screen. We'll start with this man first. Oh, oh my gosh.
And his speech is drawing fire today for targeting overweight recruits.
Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
The generals and admirals traveled from every corner of the globe to attend the historic gathering. And the cost, $6 million, is sparking outrage. Could have been an email as the headline on the liberal Huffington Post.
I think it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. And do they know the government might be shutting down tonight and we are paying money to make it a mandatory meeting to hear from Pete Hegseth?
Some found the staging reminiscent of the opening scene from the movie Patton, where the legendary general speaks in front of a giant American flag.
Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser.
Thank you.
President Trump did get some satisfaction when he wrapped up his hour-long speech. Some of the generals and admirals broke protocol with polite applause. President
Okay. I mean, I don't even want to laugh anymore because it's really not funny. But I will say that it just shows you how someone who has never served, I don't know if anyone in his family has ever served, would be so disconnected from protocol. And like this person says, his obsession with Obama is ridiculous. Like, why would that be part of a speech? As you, the commander of chief, talking about how slow you walk, but how much energy that this is absolutely, it's sad, it's entertaining, it's disgusting, it's all of the things at one time. So we are literally 6 minutes away from a shutdown. I did want to play the Keith Hegseth, but I also wanted people to join the conversation if they're interested. I'm putting the link in again. You don't have to come off a camera. You could be, your face can be, I don't even have restrictions on this. Hold on a second. StreamYard. You know something, from an ego standpoint, Jody, you are absolutely right. The only difference is that he is going to be profiting. He is going to be profiting off of these drugs. Make no mistake about it. He literally bullied through tariff, what do you call it? Tariff, when you push someone in the corner. Like, he basically was like, listen, you do this or else. And so I agree, from an ego standpoint, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let me see. Maybe we have time to listen to some more Hegseth. But I did want to get onto the live with about the shut. Nope, 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 nope. So again, like I said, if you are affected or may be affected, or maybe I didn't say this, but yesterday we did a long live, so you can watch it on 0.20 speed. But not only did we talk about how we will probably be hit the hardest, but also what we should be doing this week, if it goes on to next week, and even after it's over. So go ahead, watch that video. It was the live from yesterday. It was entitled, let me get it right. Let me get it right. It was "A Shutdown Will Hit Us Hardest, How We Prepare." And it's the government shutdown, the real cost to Black Americans was the thumbnail title. So go ahead. Oh, wow. 5,000 people. Over 5,000 people have watched that already. Yeah. So hold on a second. We are going to get to the what you call it, to the live of what is going on. And why is it not letting me pull up any political news right now? But yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, because this is intentional. We talked about it in the Rain Society. This is something that they've been planning. The goal is to get rid of another 100,000 government jobs before the end of this year. And so this is part of the plan. Now, how long it's going to last is anyone's guess, because, you know, the Democrats could always capitulate. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, and there was one other thing I want to tell you guys about is it's the changes to LinkedIn. If you are on LinkedIn, I'm going to quickly go through some of those privacy changes, what they mean, and what we need to do. But let's go ahead and nope, that's not it. Why is it not letting me play the live videos from giving me all these gaming people that we do not need? Oh, we have 60 seconds. We have 60 seconds. You know what? Now, to them, the only thing they're showing me, that's the crazy thing. The only thing they are showing me on TikTok, the news, is Fox News on TikTok. That is bizarre. Even though I did hear that we were being taken over by the right wing on Fox. It's not letting me play any of the that I normally play. So guess what? Let's go back to the regular news on YouTube. Hold on a second. Let's go to the lives and oops. Here we go. Live. Okay. I might get struck for this, but let's go ahead and listen to what Mr. Martin is saying. I was trying to find a more impartial. Okay, here we go. What? Oh no, we're not doing that. There's some pastor. So anyone, everybody is 12:01 and the shutdown is here. I am going to go to press. Oh no. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. It's 12, yep. And we have walked into a shutdown together, y'all, as part of the GemNation. Nobody wants to call in, but I am still going to pull up. It's official. You are a government contractor. You guess you'll see. Oh, Jody. The one thing I will say, listen, learn, get on top of making some extra, get on top of generating additional streams of income, because this is our new normal. This ain't going to be the one and only time. Let's just say things work itself out in a day or two. Let's just say this is our new normal, y'all. And we need to learn how to live in it. And not just live in it, survive in it, thrive in it, and not fall victim to it. Because it's our new normal. And they got anybody who has, you know, read through Project 2025, even the summary of Project 2025. You know what? Let's do that. I think we need to do a quick reminder, since they are not letting me play from TikTok any of the political stuff. But what we are going to do, we are going to just review for those of you who may have forgot the promises that this man has made. And that's the other thing I wanted to show y'all. Oh, child, I got so much to show y'all. We are going to show you exactly what is going on in their world. Let me just go through that right now, and then we'll go through Project 2025. There's a whole new effort that they are doing, and if you're not on their email list, you need to be, because they are playing no games, y'all. None whatsoever. And so, hold on a second. I'm going to pull up this document. I hope. Okay. Yep. Here it is. Let's go ahead and read it. Let me share this. Have y'all heard about the woke topus? No? If you are registered as part of the Heritage Foundation to get their newsletters, then you would have. But listen, let's just go through this really quick. This is what they're promoting over there. The book argues that a network of left-wing dark money foundation funds activist groups that exert influence over the federal bureaucracy. These groups bypass Congress by embedding themselves in the administrative state, influencing regulations, agency policies, and federal enforcement. This author claims the woke cabal exerts control over multiple policy domains, including education and unions, transgender ideology and LGBTQ issues, energy and climate policy, elections, and the machinery of law enforcement. This is the book that you can buy from them right now. This is what they're selling on their site, yeah. The author highlights specific episodes such as the Biden White House celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility on Easter Sunday. I ain't gonna lie, I had a problem with that, to illustrate what he sees as symbolic. I did have a problem with that, so I'm not gonna act like I didn't. I'm a truth teller. He also points to the role of nonprofit organizations sometimes drafting or proposing policy and the use of federal grants or contracts to further agenda goals. O'Neill contends that in the Biden era, the influence of these networks intensified, claiming that elites, now listen, elites, child, we've been seeing some elites, claiming that elites saw the opportunity to solidify their control over the state apparatus. The book purports to expose how these groups shape the narrative and suppress dissent by influencing law enforcement, regulatory bodies, and culture around public policy. Finally, O'Neill offers suggestions for conservatives or critics seeking to counteract these influences, particularly by reforming or constraining the administrative state. Listen, they have the Heritage Foundation, we have the RAIN Society, or whatever community that you get into that can provide similar results. But please get into community, because they're not playing. They're not playing. And I'm going to try to pull up their website to show you exactly what they're saying. And so, they want me to buy this. They want me to buy this book, right? That ain't happening. But at least I know, what they're out there promoting. And like I said, it is not. This is the document I was reading from, y'all. I'm sorry. So this is the summary of the woke topus, the dark money cabal manipulating the federal government. And sometimes we spend so much time listening to the preachers. And when I say preachers, I don't mean literal preachers, but we listen to people who say the same things that, we know already. So like preaching to the choir is what I mean. We need to see what they're saying too. This is they're playing checkers. I mean, they're playing chess. We're playing checkers. Heritage Foundation. Let's see what they're playing. They're open. Oops. Let me Google it. Oh, sorry. No, y'all can't see that. Let me find the Heritage Foundation. Okay, so let's share this. And we're going to see what they talking about over there. Okay. So I told y'all before, get on the bus, get on the mailing list. They give you a clear vision. Building an America where freedom, opportunity, prosperity, and civil society flourish. Their version of it. They tell you exactly what they do. They tell you who the chief economist is. They give you all the information. Taking Back Washington to Save America. They have books upon books that they are putting out here. They give you their policy priorities. We went through this before. I'm not going to go through all of that. Listen, the Black Family Blueprint, y'all. Do y'all want to look at that? Do y'all want to look at the Black Family Blueprint? Give me yes or no. Let's keep it that simple. And I'll check in a second. I always say, get on the email list. You never know. They may have something that, let me see what y'all are saying. Y'all do want to see the Black Family Blueprint? I do too. Let's check it out. Okay. The reason I didn't see this because they just posted this a couple weeks ago and I haven't been really paying attention. But let's see what they saying, y'all. This is kind of interesting. So, child, all skin folk is not skin folk. This guy is a research fellow in the Heritage Foundation's Richard and Helen Devo Center for Human Flourishing. You cannot have a strong, thriving nation without strong communities. I agree with that. You cannot have strong communities without strong families. And you cannot have strong families without strong marriages. Child, is that so? Is that so? Or is that an American concept? Okay. Over 60 years after its release, the Moynihan report remains the most consequential and controversial analysis. They don't use ChatGPT for this and didn't even clear it up, child. Consequential and controversial analysis of the Black family in American history. One explanation for its continued relevance is how accurately it predicted the breakdown of the traditional family structure. While the report was focused on the Negro family at the time, the issue it raised related to the relationship dynamics between men and women, welfare, employment, education, and urbanization helped explain why American families of every background look drastically different today than they did decades ago. As the saying goes, however, when America catches a cold, Black America gets pneumonia. This is one reason that they wrote Moving Beyond Moynihan. That's what I'm child. A new blueprint to revive marriage and rebuild the Black family. I'm even scared to read any more of this. The evidence is that the Negro family in the urban ghettos, this was 1965. So they're going back to one important contribution of the Moynihan report is its placement in the historical arc of the Black family. The development of the Black family as a unique, identifiable institution can be seen in 4 overlapping eras that span 400 years of American history. I don't see nothing. Do they mention slavery in here at all? Moynihan addresses the legacy of slavery in his report. A little more than a century after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. 4 eras of Black. Listen, y'all can. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat. The reality is the Black family is more fractured today than in 1965, despite gains in civil rights, education, economic power, and political representation. In 1959, the poverty rate for Blacks was about 55%. Despite those challenging economic circumstances, more than 75% of Black children were born to married parents. By 2023, the poverty rate decreased to 18%, but the non-marital birth rate has increased to 69%. Okay, so the poverty rate decreased to 18% from 55%. Okay. So anyway, they got all these extra graphs and maps, and we're not going to. I do want to see what's the summary. What's the summary? The blueprint, child. This the good stuff right here. The blueprint for. Let me put this link in the chat for anybody Okay. The blueprint. Make marriage revival and family restoration a priority for Black leaders. Black leaders in religion, politics, media, academia, industry, and entertainment must use their influence to address the decline of the family. Reframe family strengthening efforts to focus on the rights of children. Family restoration should be seen as an important civil rights issue driven by two truths. The first is that all children have a right to the affection and protection of the man and woman who created them. The second is that the ideal environment for this right to be exercised in a loving and stable home with which their married biological parents. Harness the power of key institutions to create a culture of marriage. Black churches, HBCUs, media outlets, and federal, state, and local government all have a role to play in encouraging men and women to marry each other before having children, as well as discouraging adults from ignoring the ideal sequence for forming a family. And they're also, listen, pay attention to this right here. Anticipate resistance from allies. Efforts to revive marriage and rebuild the traditional family will be opposed by different parts of the progressive political coalition, including feminists and LGBT activists. Resistance will also come from liberals who believe child outcomes are more dependent on social welfare spending than family structure. Whoo, child. The whole report is, you could click on and read more about that, but we talked about it. We talked about it during November and December, how they were going to come after unmarried, single, especially Black women. And here it is, in black and white, posted on September 17th, 2025. And so you can read more about it at your leisure. I am going to look more into this guy right here because I have no idea who he is. But the other thing I wanted to share before, hopefully I'll get into the LinkedIn thing, is that they are literally changing they are changing I'm going to share this too. Sorry, I just found him on LinkedIn. They are changing. I don't know if you guys heard about the Bibles that they're sending to schools with the Declaration of Independence, but the amendments are missing. I'm going to try to find that video real quick and share that before we head out. But again, I want us to pay attention to what we can do also now that we are officially in a shutdown. Okay, so this is the guy right here. Can y'all see him? I found him on LinkedIn. He went to George Washington University. He calls himself an entrepreneurial problem solver. He only has 1,000 followers. That's interesting. That's very interesting to me based on the fact that he is part of this whole Heritage Foundation. I'm proud of the work in this report and hope civil rights. I'm not reading his stuff. Okay, so before he was a research fellow since September 2022. Oh, look at here, look at here. He was a section unit leader and resident liaison, Building Blocks DC, the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. To prevent gun violence in the district of that's kind of oxymoronish. He also was, for 13 years, the officer of technology, the office of the chief technology officer. He Connect DC and the district government digital inclusion program. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, the digital inclusion. Let's see what else it says. The program works every day to make technology easier to use, more accessible, more affordable, and more relevant to the lives of DC residents. Black people, let's just call a thing, baby. A thing. Connect DC. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to see. So nothing about diversity. No, he's rewritten. Okay, nothing about diversity there. Project coordinator. So he was mostly in tech. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to now try to find about, I mean, not find, I want to show you guys and gals. Child, you're right. Hands made tale. I'm going to acknowledge your comments in a second. Let me just show y'all this because it was very interesting, and I saved it on TikTok. Hopefully, it will let me pull up my. Where's my saves? Where are my saves? Yeah, but basically, what I want to show you. Oh shoot. Sorry, yo. Where is the saves on desktop for TikTok? I never ever really use the desktop, and I can't find. I see notifications, messages, live, profile, more. TikTok Studio, get coins, all of that, blah, 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 blah. But I don't see my saved videos. I don't see. Okay. Bible. What did I say? Constitution, Oklahoma. There we go. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Okay, here it is. Okay. Now I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. Even though the head of the chief, whatever he was, he's resigned. But let's just show you what's going on because it's gonna take place every place. It's not just in Oklahoma. This is the testing, the petri dish, as I like to call it. So here we go. Now let's just all pay attention to this.
School social studies teacher in Oklahoma. And this is one of two God Bless the USA Bibles that was sent to me by State Superintendent Ryan Walters. And after months of claiming that one of these Bibles was going to be in every Oklahoma classroom, two finally arrived at my school with my name on it, specifically because I teach AP U.S. Government and Politics. Now, I don't want to talk today about the issue of Bibles in classrooms. If you want to see a catalog of my world religions library in my classroom, you can see a previous video about that. I want to talk about this Bible in particular. When I first received this Bible, the first thing that struck me was that it was very generic, leather-bound, King James version of the Bible, just like I grew up with, probably owned a dozen or more in my lifetime. It's not a study Bible. There's no in-text commentary. There's nothing unique about the version in and of itself. The only thing that is quote unquote special about this Bible is that in the back, when I was a kid, where the maps used to be, is where we find a letter from the Greenwood, followed by the Declaration of Independence, followed by the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then a place for notes. As I was looking through, I came across the Constitution, and since I teach government, I was interested in the presentation. As I mentioned, the Bill of Rights is listed here as well. Although the Bill of Rights are part of the Constitution, And then if the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are mentioned, and then that is directly followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, something became apparent to me. One could say that parts of the Constitution are missing, particularly amendments 11 through 27. But you can also make the argument that this is the wrong Constitution, in fact. The Constitution in this Bible contains what's called the Three-Fifths Compromise, which was summarily removed by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which abolished slavery in the United States. The 14th Amendment is also missing from this Constitution, and that is where we get the due process of law. This is not an accident. This is an incomplete, at best, Constitution that's in this Bible, and it's a dishonest Constitution, and it's not the Constitution that I teach in my classroom. I believe that this firmly indicates that we are exiting a stage of MAGA revisionist history where the message is that slavery was not that bad, and we are firmly entering into one of the final stages of MAGA revisionist history, and that is that slavery never existed. And that's what appears to happen in this Constitution, in this Bible, because the original articles of the Constitution does not use the word slavery. The 13th Amendment has a direct reference. And if you are trying to rewrite history, leaving those amendments out will help make that point. This is very concerning. And I wanted to raise the alarm on the fact that this kind of blatant revisionist history is being pushed into our schools in Oklahoma, and it needs to stop. Hi, my name is.
So shout out to Mr. Aaron Baker. I didn't play it from his page. I meant to, but you can see it has over 817,000 loves. And basically he's sounding the alarm. Now, Ryan Walters is gone. He's out of there. But don't think that this strategy is also gone. If you want to, share this video yourself, you can find, Aaron Michael Baker is his name. He's on TikTok. He posted this on the 22nd of September. And thank you for your service. Because whenever these are the type of allies I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So when I say find you community, we're not just only talking about, people that look exactly like you, but people who are willing to sacrifice like this man, because, they're going to come after him for exposing what's going on. And not only just exposing it, but exposing it so publicly and sounding the alarm, and also saying he's not about it. He's not going to listen. And so again, I just wanted to, did I like it? I don't think I liked, there you go. But you can read the comments. They're very supportive. The Constitution being printed inside a Bible is wild. Oh, well, yeah, we knew he resigned, but he had to resign because he was going to get fired. Ryan Walters, that is. And we're not hearing this on the news, right? We're not hearing this. This is not taking over our feeds, and this is definitely not on mainstream media news. And so, again, I wanted to share that, because if you have children, if you have grandchildren, we already talked about how teachers who are moving into new cities and counties have to take an oath now. Certain cities and certain counties are making them take an oath in order to become teachers. And it's literally that you're going to do whatever they tell you to do. And so you could check out his page. He talks more about, what's going on. And yeah. Let me see what y'all are saying, and then we're going to get into LinkedIn. Hey, LB, you night owl child. Good to see you in the building. Exactly. Oh, did I click that? And LB is another beautiful, faithful community membership. she's part of multiple communities, but also here on this YouTube channel. So I appreciate you. What happened to separation of church and state, girl? We doing a free fall straight into the marriage of church and state. And so the last thing, well, I don't know if it's the last thing, but if y'all don't have any other questions, it will be the last thing. But again, I just wanted to ride this government shutdown into and I wanted us to ride it in together. We've been talking about it, and we're going to briefly go over some things that you should prep for. Briefly, I'm going to so let's just quickly go over what keeps running. I am looking at the news right now, and it says Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, Veteran Services, Unemployment Benefits, National Weather Service, but we already know they gutted that. And the Department of Homeland Security, of course, we ain't touching that. So that's what's going to keep running. Now we're going to talk about what is at risk. And that is air travel, national parks. National parks, I'm going to get back to you in a second. Maybe I scroll. National parks, monuments, and museums. Oh, check this out. Food and drug inspections. Yo, you cannot make this ish up. So that would not be mandatory. Food and drugs inspections would not be mandatory. Government services, research, and documents. I smell a rat, y'all. I smell a big old fat orange rat. And so, yeah. So I smell a big old fat orange rat, child. Okay. For example, HBCUs or I must have missed something. Oh, is that you and Christine talking? Did I miss something? Let me just go back up here. Oh, good night, Siobhan. And then we're going to get into LinkedIn because I think everyone should be aware. But let me see. I did do a what you need to do document that I will be. It's just a Google Doc. So you can go ahead. It's telling you what to do with LinkedIn. But this is before I even go through what's going on with LinkedIn. I just put that link in the chat. I'll put it also in the description later. But women are opting out of dating, so try again, brother. Well, I'm missing some stuff, child. You have to watch this on replay. Thank you so very much. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Good night. Thank you for hanging in. Hey, Ebed, part of the GemNation. That was our big winner, big money winner at bingo with the flawless community. You know what? Let me go ahead and put that in for anybody who wants to sign up for that. If you become part of the Rain Society, that is included, so you don't have to join. But if you just want to be part of the flawless membership, then I'm going to put that link in right now. And it goes through up and through the holiday. Well, not through, we take a break for Christmas, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and put that link in. But let me go ahead and here's the flawless membership sign up. If you get in before we meet Thursday at 9 p.m., you will get the Zoom link. And everyone gets to participate, which I love. So Ebed was the big money winner. You should have got everything, Ebed. I sent you an email. Hopefully you did. Trying to put their foot on the necks of Black women because Black women are too powerful and successful and single women. We know this, right? We know this. Sounds, yes, Shantae. Sounds just like Hands Made Tale. I know what you meant. Didn't hear about it. Yeah, go ahead and make sure you get on that Heritage Foundation email list. Christine, there are not enough men versus female ratio, and young women do not want to date at all while our birth rates are falling now. They're for the younger population, yes. But you know what? The birth rate for white women are falling too. And that's what they're really worried about. That is what they're really worried about. But you're right. They're falling across the board. HBCUs are over 60% women and students, and some are only 20 to 30% men students. Yeah, it's been that way for a minute, though. I think it's actually men have started to catch up a little, but yeah, there's definitely a distinction or disparity. Definitely a disparity. What does Belizean baby? What's crazy is on one of the graphs from the link placed in the chat, it shows poverty went down to 8. Yeah, even though it was a non-marital household, black one. Yeah, exactly. That they don't want that. They want handsmaid tale. They want people in the field. They want black women in the field. They want women out of any roles of power, including the military. We didn't get to HexF. We're going to save that for last. I want to get to LinkedIn. We'll save HexF for last so that anybody who wants to tap out can. But we in a shutdown, y'all. We in a shutdown. And I want to quickly go over, before I even get to LinkedIn, because I put what to do with LinkedIn. No, I'll do LinkedIn first, and then I'll talk about what we should do to prepare, or what we should do now that we're in the shutdown. Everybody's welcome. Oh, good. Oh, good. You're welcome. I just wanted to make sure you got it, because yeah, I'm not sure if it's too late. Are these similar instructions for Facebook as well? What are you talking about, LinkedIn, Nikki? I'm just talking about what's going on with LinkedIn. Could be. Listen, they never wanted that. They trying to take us back into time. So that could very well be a part of it. But let me go ahead and quickly share with you what's going on with LinkedIn. And then we'll do, what we need. We'll talk about what we need to prepare. So basically, LinkedIn has changed, or starting November the 3rd, if you don't make the change, and I put a link in with the step-by-step instructions on how to make the change, LinkedIn will begin sharing more of your data with Microsoft for personalized ad targeting. Now, some of you may not care about that. I don't need you to personalize anything. I don't need an ad. I mean, you figure it out, right? You figure out what ads I need to see. But the good news is that you can opt out of this. And that's what the link was that I sent you earlier, how to opt out. But what is the data that's included, right? It's your LinkedIn profile, your feed activity, and your ad engagement. Opt-out is available, but users must manually change their settings. Even if you opt out, though, you'll still see ads, just not personal ones using LinkedIn data. Again, if you choose to let people use your data to target you, then that's fine. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but when it's avoidable, I avoid it. Now, why is this a red flag? Cross-company data sharing raises concerns, especially when it includes behavioral data, like your feed activity. Users may not be aware of this new sharing unless they carefully review settings. Also, the use of Microsoft and other third-party data for LinkedIn ads will show off your ads unless you opt out. So LinkedIn can use data collected by Microsoft and other sources to, it doesn't say what the other sources are, but it doesn't give a complete list as to what the other sources are, to show your ads off of LinkedIn unless you opt out. Um, why is this a red flag? There's other details, but why is this a red flag? This enables multi-platform tracking, combining your behaviors across different Microsoft services and partner sites. Who the hell are the partners? Anyway, though they say it won't be used to infer persistence, interest, and traits, behavioral data is still collected and used. Opt-out settings are present, but not default. So you must proactively adjust these settings to avoid this data sharing. Settings can be complex and buried in account menus, which may lead to uninformed consent, right? Instead of them just, you should be able to opt in. Like, I shouldn't have to opt out. Like, just leave my settings alone. And then if I choose to, let me opt in, but that's not how they do it. And, they make money off of our data. Data is cash. Data is king. And so, oh goodness, if you do not change your settings by November 3rd, it says if you use LinkedIn after November 3rd, you're automatically agreeing to the new terms. So there's only a couple ways to opt out of these new terms and conditions. You can stop using LinkedIn entirely, or you can follow the process that I sent in the Google Doc link. And so, yeah. So review your LinkedIn ad settings ASAP. Opt out of LinkedIn sharing data with Microsoft for personalized ads, just in case you don't want to click on to the document or you don't have a Google or whatever. Check AI settings to ensure your data is not being used for generative AI training if you prefer that. Even when you use like things like ChatGPT, you should privatize your information so it's not being used for generative AI training. Consider using LinkedIn in private browsing modes with ad tracker blockers or via privacy focused extensions. And so again, I provided a step-by-step guide. You could go ahead, use it, look at it, keep it, whatever you want to do. Now, we're going to quickly go through we're going to quickly go through what we need to do now if we are affected by the shutdown. And we went through some of the things yesterday, but again, child, check your cash flow. Check your cash flow, see what money you have, what's coming up, what bills are due in the next 2 to 4 weeks, and that's just the minimum, right? Pause unnecessary subscriptions. So if you have things that you are not using, we talked about it yesterday, gym memberships, stuff like that, pause them. Stock up on essentials as much as you can, afford. Don't go into severe debt. Don't be paying ridiculous interest rates on credit cards by stocking up on essentials, but buy enough non-perishables that can last you for a few weeks. If you need refills on medications, prioritize that, right? Focus on items that you absolutely need if money was tight or stores got overwhelmed. There's going to be the businesses are going to feel the effect of this. This is why tomorrow, well, probably the rest of this week, maybe a good week for those who trade. But yeah, more on that later. Make sure you have emergency cash. however much you can afford. We've been talking about keeping cash on hand since November. Small bills. Do not go to the bank, get, $2,000 and, $2,000 bills. No, small bills. It's easy to exchange, to barter if necessary. So under $10 is what is my benchmark. Yeah, if you have critical bills that you need to pay and you are worried about what the future, so like if you have electricity and they'll turn your lights off the next day, you pay that first. Well, of course, make sure you have a roof over your head, right? But make sure you prioritize your bills. And then we'll talk more about, if we go a full week, what that full week looks like. If you need to, but we already talked about, but again, if you didn't start this week, calling, finding out the hardship numbers for your credit cards and all of that, you may be on hold a little longer tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So try to get it done if um if you can, or if you are affected. And then, like I always say, figure out how to make some extra money, y'all. I say this and I say it humbly, and this is a low number, but let's just say your rent is $1,000. Today is October, excuse me. Well, yeah, it's October 1st. There is no reason that everyone who is listening to me right now could not make an extra $1,000 within a month. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. But nothing works unless you do, right? So you have to be willing to do a quick plan, do a quick strategy, do a quick, getting it together. That's why Andrea and I launched the Decode Your Talent and Design Your 5+ Figure Income boot camp. It's a 5-day. You don't even really need 5 days, but we broke it down in 5 days to give people the chance to adjust. But again, and those replays are available. If you're part of if you're part of the RAIN Society, they're complimentary. You don't have to pay for it. That's why it makes sense to become part of the RAIN Society, because you will have access to the portal with a lot of this information that other people will have to, pay for separately. So you're going to get all the learnings, all the education, an entire resource of information that is well over the amount that you're paying. But yeah, so again, have conversations. If you need to talk to people about due dates and you may not be able to make them on some of your ancillary bills, have them sooner than later. Don't wait till the 12th hour, and don't wait till everybody's starting to call. The early bird gets the worm. I hate that saying, but anyway. So anyway, for those, let's see who's still here. Oh, good, Manny Fresh. Is this the Manny Fresh from New Orleans? Let me stop. Do I know of credit? Are you talking about credit unions? Or credit bureaus? Like, they're not federal. Those are private. So, child, they just wait for people to mess up. Let me see. Question: have you heard about the digital ID that's already in the UK? Yeah, but you know something? Digital ID is not just in the UK. Let's see. Let's see if this. I'm just gonna do. If you're talking about like so India. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. That's not it. I'm just trying to. There are a lot of countries that already have digital ID and biometrics. And if you look, hold on, let me, essential only. So if we look at this map, share this right now, it will show you countries that already have some form of digital ID, like the UK. So already use digital ID or planning to implement similar technology. So Australia, China, India, Japan. Japan has been like that for a minute. I think Japan, they were saying nobody really uses cash because everything's either connected to a fingerprint or some. The United Emirates, Ukraine, Austria, and you could look more, Nigeria. They too have an EID card. And that's a card linked to user's name. Oh, linked to a user's unique national identification number. Yep. Mexico is going that route too. Costa Rica, Spain. Yeah, the UK. So yeah, I'm saying Canada too, huh? Is that Canada? It's not pulling up, but that looks like Canada, right? Yeah, so this is listen, most countries are headed in that direction. And here are the EU countries set to roll out digital ID wallets in 2026. So yeah. And this is what it says about Mexico. I just want y'all to see this. Mexico digital ID. Yep, let's do mandatory. So yeah, this started July is when the news started coming out. Let's just pick that. And it talks about what should companies know about Mexico's digital identity reforms. That's for companies. What is Mexico's new biometric CURP, and is it obligatory? Allow for creation of an identity document that contains biometric data, including fingerprints and iris scans, which we have to do to get residency. So listen, this is it. In Mexico, one digital ID to rule them all. It's surveillance, y'all. It's where we are. And so yeah, I mean, I believe in God. I talk about God. I believe in not all of the Bible, but a lot of the Bible as it is written. I know there are many parts that have been removed. I do not really discuss I don't discuss religion in depth on this channel because I am someone who believes that there are too many religions for us to criticize. What someone believes in. If you have a moral code and you are not hurting others, God bless you. So let me just see what y'all are saying, and then we'll get into Pete Hegseth, and then we're out of here. Hold on a second. Heard that there was something for the government. Yes. Child change something else. No. Have you heard about this? Yep. We just touched on. I was thinking about the digital ID as well. I hear the real ID is not good as well. It's not. But if you don't have a passport and you want to take a plane, you need one. We talked about credit bureaus. Will the loading dock employees be affected? Oh, someone answered that. I just paid a bunch. Good. We talked about that. Aren't government jobs exactly. Now, that's not to say they don't have the contracts that they have with the government. Listen, there's what a mighty web we weave, basically. TSA will definitely be affected. Customs will definitely be affected. We talked about them, yesterday. And so you're right. I didn't bring it up just now, but you're right. Yep. Definitely longer wait lines. I'm hoping I'm supposed to fly in 2 weeks. So hoping that. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, I'm glad. I just wanted us to be together during this. And I know some people are out there, again, not knowing. Stop it. I don't believe you. You would have your picture proudly showing. You're so funny. Yes, China and Singapore, digital IDs. Yep. Again, I don't talk about religious stuff, but let's go ahead and end tonight with listening to your boy Hegseth. He was so happy to be the child to go from being on anyway. Okay, so we have to listen to Colbert because first we're going to listen to Colbert so we can laugh our way up out of here. He just popped up on the feed, so I have to share. I have to share. I haven't listened, so let's listen to what he has. Un momento. I'm pulling him up right now, and then we're going to listen to Hegseth. Okay.
Once the meeting started, Hegseth emphasized that our leaders needed a hyper-serious, no-nonsense approach to war fighting. Take a look. It's a good thing.
Homage, Skateboard Academy, John Collins, thank you.
I'm sorry, was that the wrong tape? Was that the wrong tape?
Oh, that was funny. That was a good one, Colbert. Colbert is not letting up. But again, this is who we have instructing the generals. You can't make it up. Okay, let's get back. Oh.
My fault. I'm sorry, we had the wrong tape. That's actually Hegseth slamming his nards with a skateboard when he hosted a weekend morning show this year. Still more dignified than what he did today, because in the actual speech, Hegseth went 5-star douche and at one point pegged the camera with what he was sure was going to be an applause line.
Should our enemies choose foolishly to challenge us, they will be crushed by the violence, precision, and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, FAFO.
Oh no. I know that feeling. I've been there. I can commit. When you think it's going to land, that quiet crowd really hurts. It happens to a lot of people. It reminds me when Queen played Wembley. Hegseth went all in on what he calls his warrior ethos.
Today is another Liberation Day. The liberation of America's warriors, in name, in deed, and in authorities. You kill people and break things for a living.
I'll say it. The Democrats have got to turn down the temperature on their violent rhetoric. Now, I know. Hey-oh. Hey-oh. Yeah. You guys are great. Thank you. Once the meeting started, Hegseth
Child, we in danger, y'all. We are in danger. Let me just go ahead and play. Oh, child. That's right. Earlier this year, he was hosting a weekend show. Not even anyway. Let's see.
But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign. For too long, we've promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons, based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We became the woke department. No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. We are done with that. Each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS, for every designated combat arms
from
position,
4 days and at
returns
least
to the highest male standard only. This is not about preventing women from serving. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations or really any formation and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. We're going to cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards. No more beardos. We're undertaking a full review of the department's definitions of so-called toxic leadership, bullying, and hazing. Of course, you can't do like nasty bullying and hazing. We're talking about words like bullying and hazing and toxic. They've been weaponized. And if that makes me toxic, then so be it. No more frivolous complaints. No more anonymous complaints. No more repeat complainants. No more smearing reputations. No more endless waiting. No more legal limbo. No more sidetracking careers. No more walking on eggshells. Telling someone to shave or get a haircut or to get in shape or to fix their uniform or to show up on time or to work hard, that's exactly the kind of discrimination we want. Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position or a new profession. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink.
Boy, he's so corny. You talking about corny. Ooh, child. He is so happy to be. I know, beardos. Like, this was nothing short of a hate speech. This was nothing short of everything that, has been talked about in Project 2025. And no, there's a Project 3030. That's why the Rain Society is no joke. We are not playing. We are absolutely here to get ready for what's to come. And when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And Project 2025 is one thing. Project 2030 is a whole nother. And we cannot get caught sleeping behind the wheel. And so I do want to let you guys know the results of the poll. It was a landslide, y'all. Let me see if I can share the screen. Let me remove this, stop that, share this one. So y'all can see the poll results. And 88% said there would be a government shutdown. And that 88% was right, y'all. So yeah, so no, definitely they're not playing. They're not playing. I actually may have to plan to drive a very long drive to get back home if this thing does not end, because you think I'm gonna be flying when there's a daggone shutdown? We see what happened at the top of the year when Homeboy took over the FAA. So yeah, that won't be happening. So let me see what else y'all are saying, and then we're gonna get out of here. Hold on. Yep, Colbert is no joke. I did not. Yeah, that was corny. He was so corny. Also, y'all, we have the famous Manny Fresh, who's down with Juvenile and Lil Wayne. He's incognito. So don't tell too many people. Scary times, yeah. It's only as scary as your preparation, right? It's only as scary as your preparation. And the noise that you take in. It's not, and you know what? I don't want to make light of it for some people who will, for the 100,000 people who will probably be fired from the federal government, in addition to the 200,000 that have already been fired, and many other jobs across the spectrum outside of federal. It's definitely not an easy thing. It may, however, be the awakening that we need as a community to stop being so dependent, to always have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, to know that nothing that you don't own outright, you can't control it. It's not yours to control. And so when we talk about, building community, that also includes when you are sending your kids out to school to be taught by people, and you don't know what their agendas are, what their political affiliations are, what they're really thinking. Did y'all hear about the dentist? Child, I want to share that maybe before we go. But did y'all hear about the dentist that laughed about, hold on, child. Let me I could show you better than I could tell you. I wouldn't trust many people. Hold on. Is this the one? Here it is. Here it is. Let me find the right one to play. She's being sued left and right now, but there was a dentist in California who admitted to purposely hurting her liberal clients. Imagine having to go to a doctor and being purposely not only hurt, maybe even worse, because of your political affiliation. And that's coming from the top, because the man at the top wants to make it so that doctors could choose not to service. Listen, don't service me. Please don't service me. If you don't like Black people, if you don't like women, if you don't want me here, please, please, please be a racist. Tell me you don't want to service me, and I will gladly find somebody else, versus saying okay and then doing harm to me. Child, so let me go ahead and play. I was looking for the one that I originally saw. But I'll play this one. I just hope there's no music to it. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. So let me share, and then share screen. If you haven't liked this video, just hit the like button for me. I'll make this one up because we did a lot of bantering and rambling, but there were some nuggets in here, some gems, like the LinkedIn gems and stuff. So I'm probably gonna do some editing, but go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can become part of the GemNation family. We would love to have you. And if you're watching this later, I will say welcome. If you just became a part of the GemNation family, put a diamond in the comments in the chat and I will say hey. So let me go ahead and share this and then see if there's any last.
So I have a secret hat I use sometimes. It says, make your smile great again. So I wear that when I work with my patients. So when they look horrified or complain, I quietly cut back on the laughing gas and say, you got this. It's not as bad as you think it is.
Meet Dr. Harleen Gruel. She's a board-certified dentist and the owner of Skyline Smiles in Santa Clarita, California. Not only did this doctor publicly brag about causing harm for patients, she also bragged about how she preferred that certain patients didn't come into her office altogether.
It was so much better in my office when the dents stayed home during COVID with their masks on. I wish they still did.
Unlike most people in the country, Dr. Gruel was celebrating a time when everyone was dying by the millions here in the United States because she had to serve less Democratic patients. Dr. Gruel has made it no secret that she is a MAGA supporter, and now she's publicly bragging about harming her patients intentionally. So if I were somebody and I wanted to comment on that or make sure that a business that intentionally harms patients never was allowed to do it again, this is the name of that business in case you were a patient there and forgot.
So I have a secret hat.
Child, it be the brown people. It be the brown people. Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary? A neurologist. Now, it doesn't always mean that they share the same ideology, because some people, you know, depending on how long you've been married, people morph into other areas. I don't want to just say, yes, he does, but the odds are he probably does, right? They no longer have to take an oath. You know, the Hippocratic Oath is no longer a requirement. Can't pay your because all your money spent. Okay, so that proves it's you. Okay, got it. But yeah, let's quickly look at so she's being sued now. People are bringing lawsuits left and right. But imagine imagine it being a neurologist who decides to just do something a little bit more sinister. We need communities where we have all types of educators, all types of professionals that can give references, right? We need to also have options. So part of the Brunch and Learn series on October 25th will include medical tourism to places where they're not looking at who we voted for in America. A lot of them are not looking at our skin color. They know that we're Americans and that we may have money to pay. We probably have money to pay our bills in full. And so again, but I do want to bring up since y'all brought that up, the Hippocratic Oath, and just show you what it says. Okay. And this is just, this is the AI version. We'll keep it sweet and simple. Right now I'm going to share this screen and you'll see what it says about the Hippocratic Oath, but a lot of us don't even know this. I'm so glad that, we have this time together. If y'all ever watched, can y'all tell me what show that's from? You have to be Gen X to know that, but well, maybe not, because they got streaming services now, but let's just see what it says about the Hippocratic Oath. So the question was, is the Hippocratic Oath required? No, the original Hippocratic Oath is not required for doctors today. It is a historical document that many modern medical schools no longer use due to its outdated elements. While some institutions administer modified versions and it remains a significant ethical symbol, it is not legally binding or a universal requirement for physicians. And so let's just say, if I put do no harm, No, the phrase "first do no harm" is not explicitly in the original. Well, it says it's not in the original, but it was added. It does not require modern physicians to take it. The principle of avoiding harm, known as non-malfeasance, is a core ethical tenet in medicine, but it is not required anymore to say as you become a doctor. And so, and it's not legally, like I said, the Hippocratic Oath is not legally binding. So we just need to know that if they choose to do harm, they can do harm. I mean, they could always do harm, but we need to get over feeling secure. No, it wasn't Maud. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Good night, everybody. Nobody knows that? Nobody knows what show that's from. Okay. No, it was a comedy show. Mr. Rogers, Carol Burnett. You don't remember. Hold on. This is funny. I'm not. Okay, someone got it, but I will get to you last because these are Mr. Rogers. Oh, Janet got it first. Yeah. Shantae got it also. Yes, Janet got it first, child. Let's see. All in the Family. Somebody said Maud. That was funny. Sony said or here, I can't see the image. It's a whole bunch of people, but they forgot. Doctors can refuse in South Carolina. It's the law, child. That's where I am right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I see what you said, Manny. I'm not gonna post it though, because they be tripping, and I may have to take off that Colbert thing, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, child. These doctors are getting bold with it. But I listen, if you my enemy, I want to know you my enemy. I will gladly make a U-turn and keep it pushing. I will make a U-turn and keep it pushing. It's insane out there. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, y'all. I want us to once again, I'm gonna try to come on a few times this week to just, update where I can, kvetch with everybody, have conversations with everybody when I can. What I want everyone to walk away knowing and understanding is that this is going to be a bumpy ride. I have a whole video about buckle up. Oh, and we're going to go over it because I promised we would, child. I'll be forgetting. Y'all need to remind me. We're going to quickly run down the summary of Project 2025. But we talked about how bumpy this ride is going to be. But let me re-list the books that I want y'all to read. And some of them you may be able to find on YouTube for free for audio. I don't know. I'm not saying you can, you may be able to. But I want you to read The 48 Laws of Power. I want you to read The Art of War. Matter of fact, we're going to do a couple of quotes from The Art of War, just to add some fuel to what is going on right now. But it is a book that Hexef probably never read. But those generals have. And so I'm going to do a couple all warfare is based on deception, y'all. Like, this is, like I said, while we're looking over here at certain things, I promise you, the majority of us had no idea about this Trump RX, or who he partnered with, or what the stock did, or what it means for our future. And it's definitely about deception. So let me just read a couple of the quotes, because this book, it will get you right. Hold on. Is there a whole? Let me just do this real quick. Let me just, because you know what? They have a whole TikTok. Excuse me. They have a whole Instagram. I said TikTok. Let me share this. A whole Instagram page where you can reference just some of the quotes, but it's good to read the book in its context, not just the quotes. But he/she who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. Now, that is the beauty of what I think may save us, is because there are a lot of non-prudent enemies, right? And I'm sure that the generals who were in that room, even if some of them support this administration, they also have for many decades not been beholden to a person, but to their country. And so the worst calamities that befall an army arise from hesitation. I will also say that I've learned that many, many times. And I say this as part of, even when you're looking to start creating discretionary income on your own, your worst enemy will be yourself and procrastination, right? Hesitation is going to get you nowhere. When you see something, if you see you see your car going off of the highway and you take no action, right? You don't try to hit the brake. You don't try to swerve and not hit something. The results may not be optimal. You have to be less hesitant and be more about that action. Read The Art of War, y'all. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. And if you just read, how somebody simplified it, plan without action is delay, action without plan is defeat. And I say this here all the time. If you don't, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And again, everything that we're planning as part of the GemNation, from the free stuff to the paid stuff, is to hopefully get you in a better position and stack the odds in your favor to overcome all of this resistance. And so, yeah, you can go ahead and check out, and this is the guy from the 48 Laws of Power. I love this quote. I love this quote. Always stick to what makes you weird, odd, strange, different. That's your source of power. I love this quote. And that's another reason. So, I have a hard time conforming to algorithms. And part of me conforming to algorithms in order to see fast growth would be me not being as vocal about what's going on. which would make me like the majority on this platform. Not saying that there's not quite a few people who don't speak up, but the majority on this platform are trying to be Mr. Beast, right? Are trying to get millions upon millions of subscribers and be the next social media sensation. I'm sticking to what makes me weird, odd, strange, different, and committed to my people. Period. Exclamation point. But these are books that will get you right. And I wish I had the time to do book clubs for all of these. Look at this. Look at this. This is why I know Pete Hegseth never read this. Look at this quote right here. And then we're going to go into whatever was next. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Does it sound like he read this book? Because if anything, he just isolated a whole shitload of people. And they could very well, if you read The Art of War, they will be his demise. When the common soldiers are too strong and their officers too weak, the result is insubordination. He ain't read this book. He ain't read this book, child. So yeah, so again, what did I say? The Art of War, 48 Laws of Power. I always say the 4 agreements. It will keep things in perspective. And what was the Alchemist I love. But yeah, for these times, we need to recenter ourselves, of course, with whatever Bible, Torah, Quran, whatever, keeps you spiritually grounded, but also we need practical, tactical, strategic steps as well. Okay. You were 35 years old, the last shutdown. Wow. I am the same. I never trust that. Yeah, doctors, unless they your family members and you know them, then you're right. Bye, LB. Good. Glad you can make it. I'm about to shut this off too. It's 1:30. Just finished a 30-day detox. You really need to step up your health and your wealth. Yeah, health is, well, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So I definitely hear you on that. I try to do a quarterly detox myself. Water detox. And I need to get home really, because here it's just too hard to do. He has still been handed power and can do a lot of damage. Are you talking about Hegseth? He's one man. Right? He's one man. If he comes up against that army, my money's on the army. If they were, listen, they don't need, this is the thing, they don't need him. Now he can fire think about, this is how little a power he has against them. And let me just give a visual. Imagine he just decides he's going to fire every Black man that has facial hair. If every officer at his rank or higher decides to quit, decides to not listen to him, who has the power? Who has the power? Like, we think it's perceived power is what I'll say. But when, just like what happened in with the Disney thing, who had the power? The people had the power. The people who said, you know what, cancel my Disney Plus plan, cancel my wedding, my $150,000 wedding to Disney, cancel my trip to Disney, cancel anything related to Disney, and they lost billions in 1 week. Who had the power? But the perceived power was that 47 had the power. Money talks, and money, and I always say this, follow the money. Matter of fact, no, we're not going to play that. But watch All the President's Men. That's another little gem I'm going to drop for you. Watch All the President's Men. It's an old movie that Robert Redford, rest in peace, he just recently passed away. Watch All the President's Men. I don't know what platform it's streaming on, but between following the money and knowing that the people have the power, like Janet just said, this is why I love it here, because we have to unlearn the ish that we've been brainwashed to learn. Now this is another lesson, until Grump came in and started challenging everything that we thought was law, everything we thought could not be unchanged. It was a mirage. It was perceived law. It was perceived that it could not be unchanged until it was changed. Like, this is how we need to start moving. So yeah, y'all probably don't want to watch Hex. Oh, we did watch some of Hexeth, and that we did do that. Was there anything else I was going to show? Oh, Project 2025, and then we out of here. We out of here. We're not going to go through Project 2025. We're just going to go through the summary points that I already have on a document. I'll pull it up. You can look at it real quick. But just as a reminder, what's left? What is left? What is left for them to do? Still a lot, y'all. And like I said, this is just the beginning, because Project 2030 is on the heels. And hopefully, let me see. Is this it? But yeah, we need to stop falling for the perceived power and be more ready to take action against things that we didn't think we could, take action against. Look at Target. I mean, there's so many examples to give, but I don't think many of us are willing to take risk like our ancestors were. And I shouldn't say many. I should say not enough of us. Not enough of us are willing to take risk. And so let me quickly get to with the pimp. Oh, it is on YouTube. Thank you. So Nikki is dropping some gems, y'all. Nikki, this is what I love. I love a good gem dropper. I didn't know. I forgot where I saw it last, but Nikki has let y'all know. Oh, there's my gems. Gems for Nikki. All the President's Men is on YouTube. Please. And then let me acknowledge Miss Janet Powell, who let us know the people are the ones who had the power. And we need to remember that, not forget that. And let me just quickly show y'all the Project 2025 thing so we can all go to bed. But again, I think it's time for a quick reminder. I could definitely do another reminder on another day. Let's do the quick reminder of Project 2025, because it is real. Trying to get the image up. 1 second. If I can't get it up, let me just pull it up from my YouTube page. 1 second, y'all. But yeah, we have to stop acting like, that's what I'm telling you. There's so much strategy that went into forming the RAIN community, and hopefully one day, as people's situations, um, you know, as we elevate, as we make discretionary income, if you can't do it now, you're able to join the community because we got power. We got power. We just they're banking on us. They are so banking on us, not realizing that we have power and capitulating. Like, we need the energy of Letitia James, because that woman, I was talking about it the other day. I was like, she is under some serious stress, but she be shoulders back, chest out, like, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever. I'm not going to capitulate. And that's what we need that's the type of energy we need. So let me just show y'all this list, and then we will get on up out of here. So I have to pull up this way because I can't find the regular image. I'm not going to play the video really, but I'm just going to get to the part of where the list is showing. Hold on. So this is Project 2025, the top areas that were called out. In no-fault divorce, that means, guess what? If you married to someone who's beating you over your head right now, so what? Complete ban on abortions without exception, ban contraceptives, additional tax breaks for corporations, and the 1% higher taxes for the working class. They already signed executive orders for a lot of these things. Elimination of unions and workers' protection, raise the retirement age, cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut in the Affordable Care Act, raise prescription drug prices, eliminate the Department of Education, done. Well, pretty much, because you know who they got running it. Use public taxpayer money for private religious schools. Teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools. You saw what that teacher said about what's going on in Oklahoma. In free and discounted school lunch programs. You know they've already done that in plenty places. There we go. In civil rights and DEI protections in government, check. Ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education. You know that they've threatened many higher levels of institutions with getting all of their federal funding cut if they don't capitulate. Many of them have. Ban books and curriculum about slavery. We saw that, again, let's use the teacher that we saw in Oklahoma. They taking it out of the amendments, child. They taking it out of the amendments because slavery it wasn't mentioned in the Constitution, but it was mentioned in the amendments. Ending climate protections, we've seen that happening. Increase Arctic drilling, deregulate big business and the oil industry, promote and expedite capital punishment. You see how they're already saying in DC with that Shapiro, what's her name? Jeanette, whatever her name is, trying to charge minors, 14, 15-year-olds as adults. In marriage equality, child, we know that's coming. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. We read about that today with Homeboy, who's taking over. He the face for the Black families. Defund the FBI and Homeland Security, which they did. Well, excuse me, they didn't defund Homeland Security. The funding that they have, the overwhelming majority will be put into ICE, which falls under Homeland Security, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got that right. Use military to break up domestic protests. Listen, he's already sending these troops. We see what happened in DC. Mass deportation of immigrants and incarceration in camps. We see that's happened already. Can anybody say alligator Alcatraz? And don't tell me that, oh, that's gone now, because guess what? I'm in South Carolina where they're looking to create something very similar. And the governor has proudly talked about it. In birthright citizenship, we already saw how that's happening, right? Hold on a second. And we didn't even talk about what they found out about them arresting the mayor of Newark, which was planned. But we'll talk about that later on this week. In birthright citizenship, we talked about that. Ban Muslims from entering the country. We already saw how not only are they banning certain countries, they are affecting the visa applications from certain countries are being cost prohibitive in some situations that are related to these Muslim countries. Eliminate federal agencies like the FDA, the EPA, NOAA, and more. So when they talk about the FDA being part of the non-essential government shutdown, child, this is, you can't, they playing chess. Continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges. So again, a lot of this stuff has already been, signed, sealed, almost delivered, right? And so, yeah, so it's definitely going to get worse. And this isn't the entirety, right? We haven't even talked about, how it relates to Project 2030 or how it's related to the Esther Project. Like, there are so many connections, but we have been here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I hope this was some sort of relief from the standard news sources. I knew, this was coming down the pike. We talked about it in the Rain Society on Saturday. And it's just a matter of how long this is going to last. I will say this: I do not see the Republicans making one iota of a change to accommodate what the Democrats want, right? They know where they got them. And you hear every single word. The first thing they say is the Democrat. Like, that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. And so I want us to, to be proactive, which is why I put together yesterday's video, which is why I'm going to break that up some too, so it's easier to digest for people who weren't live yesterday. It was a 2-hour video. We get it. It's long. Watch it on 2 times speed, because when you watch it 1 time speed, I talk really slow. So go ahead, watch it, and do the things that are outlined there. Don't be ashamed of anything. A closed mouth does not get fed. But also plan for community strategies. Plan to be in spaces where you're not going to be sitting there waiting for things to happen to you. You are going to be ready for whatever happens. Read The Art of War. Read the 48 Laws of Power. Come back here whenever you can. I'm going to be around, God willing, to continue to drop whatever gems I have and also bring on other people who can share their gems as well. So thank you for tuning in. If you are not, they're not doing any changing, Janet. We know this. Like, they are proud. I am waiting for Homeboy to release the Grindr profile for Miggity Mike Johnson, though. I'm waiting for that, but they're not going to change. So we'll see what happens and how long the Democrats will hold out. I am disappointed in, Jeffries, but, follow the money and the truth will be standing right there. And when you follow the money with Jeffries, you know why, he's all skin folk ain't kinfolk, child. EBAS says systematic dismantling of our progress, protections, and existence. They are playing the long game. We just need to we could still win the game. No, that's the thing. But too many of us are capitulating. We need to have and take this with a grain of salt what I'm saying. We have to have the energy. No, energy is not the right word. But the way 47 is like, what constitution? Say what? There's a constitution. There's amendments. I don't know nothing about the amendments. We need to have that type of energy and challenge everything. And also prepare to be in community. Prepare that if we need to, if we need to make a move in this country, out this country, help somebody make a move, that's where the strength lies. That's where our real strength lies, right? I showed y'all how I got the Asada Shakur book. And when I tell you talking about motivation to continue down this path, it is so refreshing to read this now, because I'm gonna be honest, when I read it before, we were all living pretty much a happy-go-lucky life. I haven't read it for over 20, maybe 20 years. So this was not as relatable. Now, ooh, child. Ooh, child. It is definitely different times. And so again, yep, they know we have power. We don't exactly. And that's what they're afraid of. If we were, ooh, Tony Africa. Welcome. You must be just getting up or something. What time is it in Nairobi? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you were able to stop by. Yeah, eating out can, definitely drain a pocket. So yeah, we definitely need to know where we can trim the fat if we need to, and if you don't need to, find out ways to help other people. Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. I'm so happy that we were able to join. Whose confidence level is lower than 20? I know you were saying 2028, but whose confidence level? Yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. I don't think I have. But yeah, so thank you everyone. Oh, it's 8:47 a.m. Well, good morning to you too. Okay, so it's only 6 hours. No, 7. Yeah, 7 hours. Okay, well, good morning. We are officially in a government shutdown here in the States. I know you are happy you don't have to deal with none of this BS. But again, the last thing I want to say is, when I see people comment, when I see people comment about things that used to happen, that's part of our problem. Like, we have to really understand we're living in a completely different time, y'all. So if 25 years ago, when there was a shutdown, you're basing it on what happened then. You're basing things on what happened then, right? Or what they're saying they can't touch and they cannot touch. We see how many things that man touched in the first 180 days of his presidency. Let's not get too comfortable to think that we don't need to properly prepare for the worst situation. And so, yeah, Constitution, what Constitution? The child, sometimes I do laugh at that man, because I just be like, when they say you can be anything you want to be, all it really takes is money. Because it definitely does not take what we thought you needed. That man never showed his taxes, right? Which was always a requirement. Never, let's not even talk about the convictions, right? All of the things that we thought would preclude somebody from running for, not even talking about becoming president, but making the ticket, he kicked through the door waving the 4-4. And that's the type of mentality that we need to have. And so anyway, thank you one. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I pray for everyone and their family, because these are some interesting times. There's a lot going on. Head is on swivel because you don't know where to look or what thing is coming down the pipe next. But again, try to find some type of something to hold on to. And one of the quotes that I try to say every day, or at least when I can remember, I always try to act like the universe is rigged in my favor. I never try to think that things are not going to work out for my good or the good of those that I love. And so it's a mindset that we have to continuously try to practice. And so again, I just want positivity for one, for all, for everyone listening now or in the future. And I thank you for tuning in, and we're going to be all right. And that's the last I'll say on that. Yes, Nikki, praying for everyone. And I don't know what Haywood is saying, so I'm not. Yes, Tony, Africa, thank you so much. Now, if we all need to move with you, go ahead and put your address, drop your address in the chat. Jokey joke. Well, anyway, everyone have a good night. I will see you all, if not tomorrow, definitely Thursday for a check-in. And yeah, we're gonna be all right. We are going to be all right. Yeah. I love it here. See y'all on the next live. Take care. Have a good night, everybody, or good day. Good morning, Tony. Bye.